Clock in, dog. So something I've been thinking about is that we clock in for our jobs every day, but we don't clock in for our dreams at all. We'll be sitting here talking about all the dreams that we imagine our head achieving, but we'll never put in action. Shoot, I pricked your fingers. Never put in action to achieve it. Okay? Me as an example, I always wanted to be a content creator, but up until maybe a year ago, I didn't really put in a lot of effort in order to do so. Okay? And even now, I have to get into the practice of consistently doing it over and over again. Taking clips, uploading this, creating thumbnails now. Because if you watch my other videos, I don't really have thumbnails made. But for this one, it's a little bit different. Okay? Every day I get off work. Right? I wake up at 4, get ready by 5 to drive to work, to be there at 6. Work there till about 4:30. Right? Afterward, I drive straight to the gym. Or matter of fact, I go home and pick up my mic because I don't want my car to be overheating, my mic to be overheating. And then I go back to the gym and I'll record a video. Okay? I make that a part of my schedule because I'm clocked in. When I clock out of work, I clock back in to creating content for you. Because it's a dream that I have. And the thing's right, as much as I hate it sometimes, as much as I hate going to the gym and having to work out, having to eat right, having to do all other stuff, consistency is still key. Consistency is going to get you places that motivation will not. Okay, straight up. But me recently, it's just making it a part of my schedule. Something that we mistake is that we might not have time for it, but the fact is that there is time for it. Like, when I talk to people around my age who work at the same spot that I'm working at, if you ask them, okay, cool, they clock into work, they get off work, they drive home, they eat dinner, go to sleep. That's literally their day. Or worse, they say they go to sleep, but they'll stay up to like maybe 11-ish on their phone, maybe 12 on their phone, because they got to get up at 7, because they got to go to work at 7, so they got to wake up at 5. They can still get their sleep. They can even show up late sometimes. But when I talk to them about like evolving or going forward, they have no idea. They say they don't have the time. They say they don't have anything like that to do. But when I describe my schedule, when I say, I get off work, I go straight to the gym, record a couple videos, go back home, upload some stuff, I go back home, look at this, I go back home, do that, right? Go back home, edit some videos, go back home, study for my CompTIA exam, go back home, do some college work. They're like, oh wow, you're really busy. Or they look at me like, ooh, I don't do any of that, and I have the time for it, right? But it's as simple as adding it to your schedule. You want to make it so easy or seamless for you to just do your regular schedule, but it just includes all the stuff that you want to do, all the stuff that you want to achieve. If you want to write, go to work, come back home, go back home, instead of eating or taking a shower or whatever, start writing. Do a chapter a day. It doesn't have to be perfect. Absolutely doesn't have to be perfect, but you just need to write something down. Put a timer for an hour to study, to write, to read, to go to the gym. Do that, and you'll achieve more within that 6-7 hours in your work week than most people will probably achieve in their entire life, just because you sat down and said, you know what, I'm going to be intentional for this amount of time. So when I say clock in, I'm not saying like be a slave to whichever company you're there for. I'm saying you need to take charge of your life. You need to become the master of your own life. You need to enslave your desires. Put that off for a little bit, for an hour, 1 hour of time, to where you can just commit to whatever you need to do. And then after you get used to that amount of time, you add something else. You add something else. You add something else. Let's not forget, you're probably up almost all night on your phone, watching TikToks, watching Instagram. Heck, you might be up late watching this video. But guess what? You've been thinking about one idea maybe 2 for the last, I don't even know how long. And you've done nothing about it. You've literally done nothing about it. But, anywho, I'm gonna hit this final set. This is actually really hard for me. I think I'm only hitting 8, maybe 10, I don't remember. But, I'm just using it as kind of like a filler set because I have to make this video. And if the problem with this is going to be my grip, I'll probably need to grab some grip soon, but we'll see. Hold on one second. I'm going to change the angle. So this is good. Technically going to be a PR. I don't think my form was the greatest, but it's something we can always work on. We're going to grab the grips next time and pull from there. But I think this is for 10 or 8, but this will be a PR technically. Drop my hands. Yeah, my grip's really holding me back here by a lot. But amen. And that's not to sit here and say that, other people around you are losers or anything. Let's sit here and say that you can always do more. Make what's impossible for other people normal for you. Like right now, some people might not be able to do a pull-up. Like it's hard for me to do, like last week was hard for me to do 10, oh my gosh, 10 pull-ups. At least wide grip at least. But that right there felt really good and really easy. But the whole thing about clocking in and putting it into your schedule is that you want to make it your hard normal and then increase it from there. Kind of like with the gym, but you are progressively overloading your life. Whether it's financial, mental, educational, you want to progressively overload your life in some form or fashion. Okay? It might start with 5% of your paycheck to go into your portfolio and put an investment in there. Or make it a part of your schedule. Make it automatic. If you can automate it, automate it. Just make sure you're not like sacrificing stuff, obviously, but be wise, be smart. You know your situation better than me. But the whole idea is that you want to make your hard or other people's hard or whatever that is at the time, your normal, and then increase it from there. That's it. That's it. Like, at first I started going out to the gym, then I started school, and then after that, you know what? I wanted to have my life to become better. So I had to add more stuff into my schedule to be a little bit more busy. Okay? I started studying for my CompTIA exam. I started taking time to read. I started taking time to I made time or put a part of time for me to come here and go work out. And then I want to become a content creator. So instead, I bought the stuff, I put in the time to go get the stuff I needed to start recording and start recording well. And that's how I got here. And then every day, I set up at least an hour, 30 minutes for me to come out and plan and coordinate. Sometimes I write scripts, sometimes I don't. Like this video is kind of scripted, kind of not. Doesn't really matter. But the point is that I put away time in my schedule. When I clock out of work, I clock into content creation. When I clock out of content creation, I clock in and being a student. And through all that, hopefully, through compound interest, I grow and learn and become better. Because if I'm not, what's kind of the point of life? I know 30-year-olds who are in my same position, but have lost more than I have. And that's time. Okay, and I didn't want to end up like them, so I decided to, clock in. Okay. Anywho, I'll make this next set, and then you're probably gonna not see this. Oh, no, I cannot do those. I'm gonna stick to these. Hold on a second. 10. Cool. Yay! After you clock in and your make your hard life a part of your schedule, normalize it in your head, you need a lock in. Meaning that you need to be intentional with the amount of stuff that you're doing on a regular basis. Okay, like if, for example, as a content creator, I know that I need to be better at creating thumbnails, clipping things up. I don't say that's 10 to 12, I don't know yet. But I know that I need to be better in those areas, have better engagement when it comes to my descriptions and my titles, which I'm trying to work on. And I'm learning it very slowly. That's because of my schedule. But I'm trying to get it done. Sometimes I use other creators, other smaller creators who are doing better than me as like a template or as motivation. There are two ones I'm looking at right now. One of them is Wheezy's World or Jay Wheezy. I might link them in the description below. And Heck of Steel. The way they do their videos and the way that they're engaging with their audience and their editing is far better than mine. Okay? And with that in mind, I want to become better over time. So I'm looking at what they're doing to get better engagement, better views, and better all the other stuff in order to become better. Because that's something I want to implement eventually. And you'll see it over time. Like right now, I'm still starting to add thumbnails. They're not really good, mainly because I don't have a lot of time, and I'm still working on what my channel is going to look like. But the whole point is that I picked an area of place where I want to improve in, and then I go at it for a very long time until I get down or it becomes normal for me to do. Like I'm trying to figure out when I can create thumbnails in my routine. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what text do I want to use? What type of style of text do I want? What type of style of font do I want to use? That type of stuff. In the gym, I try to add 5 to 10 pounds every week especially for my list. Like for these pull-ups, I did 12, 10, and 10. Last week I did 10, 10, 8. So now I can go up at least 5 to 10 pounds and try to hit 8 or 10 wide grip pull-ups, which is something that was very difficult for me at the time because I'm not very good at wide grip pull-ups. And I'm just gonna work on those until I get it to about 25 pounds. So I get used to doing that. Over here, I just hit, I think, what was it, 165? I want to say 175-ish, 180 maybe, for like 10, I think, 8 to 10. Crappy form, so we're gonna stay there for a while until I'm able to get my form down. Obviously, grab some grips, make sure that's all straight. But in my life currently, I'm picking places where I can improve, and improving maybe this much, maybe by 1%, maybe 5%. But the whole point is that I'm being intentional. So once you clock in, lock in. Pay attention where you're going. Do it well. Make sure you do your research. You'll be straight. Thank you. I appreciate you, little lady. Talk. All right. So after you after you clock in and you're locked in, being intentional with how you're improving in the area that you chose to, after you have a consistent schedule that you're adding to every day, okay, not every day, every week, but you're making progress over time. The next thing you want to do is get eyes on it. How are you doing? Do you need a coach? 8, 9, 9. This is either 10 or it's 12. I don't know the difference, but I'm gonna figure it out. But after you clock in, you want eyes on it. You want a coach. You want a mentor. You want somebody there to look at your work and be like, this is good. This isn't. This is where you improve in this area, because that's where the real growth happens. Like even me, for the gym, I have a trainer that I have currently that helps me out with my mobility. Like I have a trainer that helps me with my mobility to make sure my joints and my range of motion is all good. and they help me out with that with the various exercises or whatnot, which I'm gonna add to my workout warm up or even workout schedule. Because I do go to work, I go to the gym 4 days a week. I might add an additional day of just mobility and flexibility work for me, along with a little bit of cardio. But I'm trying to work it into my schedule. I'm trying to clock in, locking in, getting eyes on it. Okay, this goes for anything. This goes for just about anything. Like even right now, I'm trying to apply for an internship. I might have to cull some of my YouTube videos, some of my TikTok videos, because I might have some stuff on there. I don't know what I would have on there, but anything that might be slightly controversial, I might have to get it. I might have to take it off because I really want a job in tech. I really want it. I really do want it. But anywho, you're gonna need eyes on it. You're gonna need all the other stuff. But this is the last exercise of the day. If you guys like the drip, triumphathletic.net, code MINT, MINT. Excellent. Okay. We hit a excellent clothing line. The owner's a great guy. But anywho, what I'm trying to do here is just motivate you guys to do better and kind of give you a blueprint about what I'm doing. So if you guys want to copy it, you guys see the same results, just leave a comment. It'd be awesome. We had a lot of PRs today. I did 95. I'm gonna see if I can do 95 for 10. But I did triceps. I haven't been keeping up with my tricep weight, but definitely outside of like my form issues on on the on my barbell row, I definitely progressed there. I progressed in my wide grip pull up. I'm gonna go up next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. But that's it, guys. Much love. Adios.